Hello, wanderers of the internet, and welcome to Jurassic Park. Or, in other words, my sandbox recreation of a fully completed Jurassic Park that took some steps to make it fit in the Nublar 93 map, but generally speaking is a pretty good place to start with. I'm definitely going to make more recreations, probably not on Nublar 93, but on like Nublar 2015. But for an attempt on this map, I think I did pretty good. So I'm just going to kind of go through it how the movie would go through it. So at this waterfall, we can find the spot they land at, which has like that weird little mud pit and that like weird little concrete thing that are next to it for some reason. Don't know why they put those there, but they're on the set. So and then it has like the road that just snakes around before making it to that like weird little rectangle thing around the perimeter fence. And you could go left to the visitor center, or you can take the road that they took. And after walking through this nice looking area, you would emerge into an open space that looks very different from it did when the movies happened, because this is a completed one. So obviously there's like an aviary. There wasn't an aviary during the original movie. However, if you know your Jurassic Park lore, they had a plan to phase 2, which added a whole lot of stuff. So that's what we have going on here. So this would be the Brachiosaurus and Parasaurolophus. Welcome to Jurassic Park. They really do move in herds area. Specifically right here would be where it would be. I have these as like roads, basic roads. Anyways though, so we have of course our 4 Brachiosaurus. And of course, where are they? Where's the Parasaurolophus? Hold up. Oh, yeah, they're chilling. Okay. Yeah, so since they're free roaming, there's not much I can do to stop them from just going wherever the heck they want. So the Paras just kind of left the area they used to be in the movies, and the Trikes left their area too. So it's an even trade. So basically, there's the river that goes through here on most maps, and then in addition, okay, so here are some Paras, as you can see, very pretty. This is where they'd be, and then yeah, so also in this area down here is where the Triceratops are supposed to be, but life finds a way after all, so they left. This isn't from the movies. This is not like the sick Triceratops area. This is, I don't know where the source is, but it's on like the maps and such. Now right here we have our Segisaurus exhibit, which was planned to be added in Jurassic Park Phase 2. And Segisaurus are obviously not in the game, so they've been substituted for Coelophyses. And yeah, Coelophyses is plural Coelophysis. I decided it, so it's true. You might see that river traveling along there. It goes through a decent chunk of this part of the park, and it happens to go through the aviary, which was also planned for the original Jurassic Park, and has a failed attempt at creating JP3 pterosaurs. I thought the skin would look like it, but they came out looking like that. So yeah, I might try again with that. But yeah, so that would be like the westernmost edge of the park. So all of that built on the like big field that the it's a dinosaur thing happened. And so in terms of accuracy, the entry point would not be like that close to the visitor center. It would be like over here-ish, if you see where I'm pointing. The Stegosaurus area would not be facing that way. It would be facing that way-ish, kind of. Basically, just rotate everything and then shift that over. Everything would be way bigger as well, but it's it's kind of a restriction we have to have. So I know I'm skipping a lot of stuff, but I'm kind of gonna go in the order the film takes it. So if you know the film pretty well, then you should be able to orient yourself. So they drive back from that, and they go around through here, and so we have a hatchery, not just for hatching dinosaurs, but also as a reference to like the Velociraptor thing because I think it looks a little bit like it at least, and since it's not in JW2, then it's what we're going with. I also have the bunker there, just as reference sort of thing to like the electric shed. I could have made that more accurate. I mean, I have the space, but I think I might just wait until they add that stuff and then update the park. So then here we have the entrance to the tour, because, you know, you have to have one of that. But most importantly, we have, of course, the visitor center. An important part of any Jurassic Park. And it has, like, the water in front of it with, like, the dirt and stuff. And it has, like, the concrete bit in front of it like it does in the movie. So at this point, we can kind of just go on the tour. So traveling to the right, we would enter through we have in here King Kong gates, you know, the Jurassic Park gates, obviously. To our right, we have the no-show Dilophosauruses, who decided to show for us, at least. Aw, so cute. I love their new greener skin in this game. It's very awesome. And on the left, we have Herrerasaurus, one of the dinosaurs that was added to the park afterwards. And they have a really pretty skin, by the way. Yeah, one of the dinosaurs that was added to the park in, like, the second phase of development. They should be hiding around the forest somewhere. But, like, if I remember, I read it somewhere that, like, in the lore, the reason they weren't in earlier was because of, like, the concerns of having them so close to guests. But anyways, so this is a part where I really had to make some adjustments, which, oh, we can see a stego. Hello, stego. Basically, how that tour typically goes is it would go, like, past the Gallimimus and where the stegos eventually would have been. They weren't in the original park. They would be added phase 2. But it goes, like, past the Gallimimus, and then it would go past the area up north. This part was not on the tour when they went on it. Basically, this would have just been empty. So basically, yeah, it would go up this way, and then it would go through a tunnel, and then into the Rex area. So, and then it would, after it went through the whole loop, it would come back around and go through that area with, like, the It's a Dinosaur, the aviary, and in addition, a river cruise that would go on that river. So what I ended up going with is, basically, the normal tour takes the part that it would at the end of the tour. So that means it, you know, it goes past keeps going past the Dilophosaurus. It goes past, the next thing on the tour, which would be Proceratosaurus. Hello. So cute. Oh, they've been fighting. Of course they have. Yeah, so it goes past Proceratosaurus, I mean. Another one that they would have added. I imagine they'd have, like, a rest stop near the aviary. So there's, like, a restroom and such. This is where they could see, like, the Brachiosaurus. It goes through here. And then, like, that's where the river cruise would go through. So they both go through, I believe, the aviary, or, like, meant to. Am I stuck in the aviary? Okay, never mind. I just need to fly out. Then it goes past, like, the Segosauruses, Triceratops. I already showed off this part. And then it goes past. So this is, like, on this area, the island would have been, like, a staff area. So that's why I have, like, ACU here. And stuff, like, and, like, a couple staff centers. However, more interesting than that is, of course, we have to have the East Dock sign. And the trails don't go anywhere, but I'd imagine they would in an actual park. Poor Nedry. Never saw it coming. But yeah, basically it goes around through the aviary, and then it comes back around, crosses here. So, and then it goes past the Baryonyx. Once again, another Phase 2 thing. They were not on the original island during the 93 incident. And then another set of Dilophosaurus. I think these are, like, the ones that were I think they were on one of the promotional brochures. And these are the ones that escaped and got Nedry, I believe, is, like, the reason that they're on the map there. If I'm certain. Which, by the way, all of the Dilophosaurus exhibits are just woods, because of the no-show thing. So, you might wonder why there's these weird little concrete things. Well, that's because this is where, on the actual park, it would go through a tunnel. I'm going to act as if we're just going to go with what it is in Jurassic World Evolution. So we're just going to follow it on its normal path. But it would go through a tunnel and then emerge at the T-Rex area. So we can travel along the path once more. And here we have our Gallimimus Valley, on which we have the new 93 skin, which is like the little juvie galleys that you can see for just a little bit in the film. Big open field. Of course, they all left it because, of course, they did. But it has, of course, it has to have the log, and this is the only log in the field. It's just the one. Yeah, it's big open field, and the river goes through it as well. We also have Stegosaurus. The Stegosaurus are meant to be in this area near the aviary. Once again, another Phase 2 thing, but they left, of course. Obviously, you might notice that all of the herbivores are free roaming. Yeah, they kill the guests. Uh, it's just, in the original Jurassic Park, they had free roaming herbivores. And look, okay, look at how much fun they're having. They're having so much fun. They're like having childlike wonder at seeing a dinosaur. But for real though, the Parasaurolophus is just like calmly walking up to him and then just, whoa! Oh shoot, tilted. Look, they're all going out to the lake where the it's a dinosaur thing happened. See, they're just big Jurassic Park fans. Anyways, moving onwards. Yeah, so it goes past the Stegosaurus area and the Gallimimus area, and then it goes around here. So as I said, on the original park, this would be like at the end of the tour. So like it would have already gone past the T-Rex and all the other stuff, and then it would go across that area. As far as I know, I could be wrong. But in our park, this is where it heads into the T-Rex area. So we go past the Herbivore again, and we travel down here. So this is the biggest decision I had to make. And that is, since this map isn't just like a big circle, I had to decide where to split up the park. So basically what I did is I tore off the trunk with one of the Dilophosaurus, the Triceratops, the Metriacanthosaurus, and the T-Rex exhibit. I took them off and I rotated them about. So there's this like, the big long staircase there would actually connect like here. There'd still be one, like a staircase, but it would actually go up because the tunnel has to go through it, like through the mountain. But basically, yeah, and then that would be where the Brachiosauruses would be during the time where like Lex saw them. So there's like a spot on the T-Rex exhibit right here actually where they would be. That's like adjacent to the Raptor area, which I'll get to in a moment. But obviously, there's the nest. We'll talk about that later, though. But basically, yeah, connect that long string like there, and then connect it like here, and it would be far more accurate. And then also have its own separate population of Brachiosaurus and Parasaurolophus. I just decided not to include them because I didn't think it fit here, like reason-wise. But that's where they would be, accurately speaking. So, anyways, though, it travels through here, and I made this just a path through the forest, since it wouldn't be. Oh yeah, Raptor enclosure also got kicked out. Path through the forest, since this isn't actually in the park. The Raptor one, it doesn't go up close to it because there was no way to display it. They were intended, if I remember correctly, to be part of like the river cruise. But I imagine that if they did ever get to a phase 2, they just wouldn't have had it. So I don't know. Maybe they are visible from the tour. We'll see. I mean, we won't see, but I mean, we will take a look at the Raptors real quick. We have their beautiful 1993 design that I love so much. Just their green eyes are so cool. It's like they're thinking. And so the Raptor enclosure always had this weird thing because it has to be like at that part where they found the eggs. For like the going out of the T-Rex enclosure and going over there, which is one of the main reasons why there's a really weird park design on the left half, because the journey that like Lex, Tim, and Grant make is kind of awkward. So like multiple spots would be in those couple inches right there, but everything has to be downsized, so not much I can do about that. Yeah, so it goes past the Raptors, and then it emerges from the tunnel here. This is where like it should emerge from the tunnel, and then it goes up through here. And then I just had that because like more tunnel stuff. And then it takes that turn, then it takes around, and then here we are on the T-Rex exhibit. So there's like the T-Rex exhibit that you know, like just like the big dirt path with like the fence to the side, and like the bathroom. Sadly, not the new one. I had to have a path going through it just because I wanted everything to be like somewhat working. I know this doesn't like it's a weird thing to stick to, but whatever. We have the goat feeder right there. If you are familiar at all with the Jurassic Park lore, is that like they had like moats basically, and that is the explanation for why the T-Rex exhibit has like huge drop right next to it. So basically, the T-Rex breaks out where the goat is, knocks the car over twice, and then knocks it back out. So there's meant to be like a cliff here, and this is where it would fall down. Oh, and we have the Rex chilling out over here instead of by the goat area. But yeah, so there should be like a cliff here, but obviously I can't do that. So we just have like a rock there where like car would be, and the Rex roaring at us on the hill. But yeah, I made this just hilly and rocky to be the best recreation I could have of that. So then I had, yeah. So other than this, like we have, oh yeah, we have the little water thing where like Grant cleans his face off. Anyways, I have that concrete wall there to kind of illustrate the moat idea, and also how like there were concrete walls on that like Grant was on with the wire. Yeah, so we have more moat stuff, and then there's this one less steep thing that would be the hill the Rex would go up to get to the goat feeder, right up here. So if we go down here, we can see a nice little watering hole and a little like Rex nest. I suppose I wouldn't call it little, it's gigantic rocks, but that would be the Rex enclosure. So then moving onwards, so there's the staff road as well as the tour road here. Goes through the gate, and then over here we have our Metriacanthosaurus. Once more, something that would have been added in like phase 2 of Jurassic Park. Oop, shoot. I just lost my bearing there. Okay, whatever. Anyways, yeah, so it just goes down past that. And then you might notice that there's a weird dip there. Well, that's because that would be, finally we got to it, the sick Trigaria, because there's like a dip down into the field, and then we have like the West Indian lilac everywhere, of course. We have like the little, I made it like muddy. This is where most of the trikes are, and of course, we had to have one big pile of, Anyways, yeah, so the reason there's a road going through it is because it's like the car stuff. There'd be a staff road going through the back. Since this is all downsized, obviously, it's way small. And I feel kind of bad about that. It's just, even if there was like this map, but without that cutoff there, it would still be very difficult to make something like as big as the actual movie. Because the actual movie had like a fourth of the island to work with. The enclosures in it were very big. Not much I can do about that. So we have another Dilophosaurus exhibit. I have no idea why, but accurate maps have it there. I think it might be that there was just also those on the map. Once more, just full of forest. There's also a rest room here. And I decided to expand that into like a rest stop for people nearing the end of the tour, because this is the last stop before it gets, like, last exhibit before they get back. So obviously they don't want people returning to clog up the visitor center. So I imagine they could like stop here, go to the bathroom and stuff before they catch the helicopter back off the island. So yeah, you can head back up the hill. There's like a staff road, and then it once more travels. So yeah, so in an actual Jurassic Park, that rest stop would be about midway through, which is why I also decided to include it. Because instead, it would travel up through here, and it would go over towards the aviary and stuff. But in this park, it's a little ending bit right before it travels back around and goes into the visitor center once more. So, before I end the video, I just want to kind of show from, like, a bird's eye view what the park looks like. Obviously, all the herbivores are guest threats. Everyone just running away in fear from these poor dinosaurs. Yep, they just get close enough to them and then they run away in total horror. But yeah, so basically, connect this part up to like here, and it would be far more accurate. This chunk like right here. And then make this chunk way bigger. This chunk way bigger. And then that would basically be it. If I had like total like as much space as I wanted, I would definitely have like a river tour in addition going like inside of that. Not much I can do about that. All the herbivores are already wandering around. The park's already kind of messed up. Not much I can do about that. So I'm just gonna end off this video taking a look at the T-Rex sleeping near its watering hole. Isn't that great? Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I know this isn't the best recreation, but I was doing it for fun. This was recorded on one of the days. Jeez, I already forgot what today is. I'll have loads of free time tomorrow to make and record some new videos. I have some really big plans, but thank you guys so much for watching this relatively long video, I imagine, since this park is so big. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully it gives you ideas for your own park. And I would love to see if somebody could make a way more accurate version than this, because what I went with is basically try to capture the feel of what the park was instead of just 100% accurate. But I mean, I think it worked out pretty okay, but it's definitely not a perfect park. Especially with if I were to make one improvement, it would be that the roads are kind of stupid, and I might, if I were to do it again, just have, like, dirt paths instead. I don't know. And then you wouldn't have the guest problem, at least as badly. So yeah, I'm going to end the video there. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see y'all later. Goodbye.